Bismillah wa salatu wassalam ala Rasulullah. Good morning, students. In this lesson, we are going, inshallah, to cover vocabulary and grammar section from Traveler 2, page 35, lesson 3A. Okay, starting with the first section here. This section, the vocabulary section, is related to the previous reading section about need some money. Okay, let's read the instruction. Look at the words, phrases in bold. Find their opposites in the dialogue on page 34 and complete the sentences with their correct form. Now we are going to read some of the statements and trying to answer the question. You should start saving money. Don't space it on things you don't actually need. In this case, we are going to find out from the text an opposite word to the word saving. As you see, saving in bold. Now we are going to go back to the text and scanning the text. Now, as you can see, we have two dialogues in this page. Try to scan this part of the dialogue to find out a word that is opposite of the word saving. Saving. Try to find out a word that is opposite to the word saving. Okay? We have, as you can see, a conversation between clerk and a man. Okay? The opposite word here, we can use the word spend. Spend. Back into the exercise. Saving money. Don't spend. Spend. Let's talk about this verb, spend. First of all, ask yourself, is it regular or irregular verb? Spend. Spend. Spend is an irregular verb. This is the base form of the verb. The past form is spent. Spent. T instead of D at the end of the word. Okay. We can use the word spend with money or with time. Also, we can use it with time. Spend your free time. Okay. Spend your free time. Now, moving to number 2. The good thing about cash machines is that you can deposit. Deposit, okay? This is the action, deposit. Deposit or money without having to wait in a queue to see a bank clerk, okay? So this is the word in bold, deposit, okay? Now we need the opposite from the text. We are going to go back to the text. Okay, in this section, try to find out the word that is the opposite word of the word deposit. Okay, we have Saad and Nasser. Okay, the conversation between Saad and Nasser. Saad started the conversation. What's taking you so long? Nasser said, I'm trying to withdraw some money. Withdraw some money. Okay, so withdraw is the opposite of the word deposit. Withdraw, also it's an irregular verb. Okay, number 3. Charlie refused. Refused. Say not. Okay, refused. Say or said not to something. To go on a business trip to London. But I, as you can see, we have the verb in the past form. So we are going to use also a past form verb here. What's the opposite of refused? Refused. Okay. You need to go back to the text and you will find it accepted. Accepted. Okay. Now, I spelled, number 4, I spelled the name on the envelope correctly, but I spelled the address. So we have the word correctly. What's the opposite of correctly? We are going to add a prefix. We are going to add a prefix. You know, a prefix is a group of words, a group of letters that added to the beginning or the start of the word to make the opposite or has other function. Correctly, incorrectly, incorrectly. Okay. The last exercise or the last point here, we had to pay €1,000 for the furniture, but the delivery was had to pay, okay? So you had to pay a big amount of money. Now, what about the delivery? What's the opposite of had to pay? Had to pay. Free of charge. Free of charge is the opposite of had to pay. Let me ask you about the word furniture. Furniture, okay. What do you think about the word furniture? Is it regular or irregular noun? Can we have a plural form from furniture? No. It's a singular form, so we can't use it in a plural form, okay? Furniture represent both singular and plural form as it is. So the first one, spend, opposite of saving, withdraw, opposite of deposit, accepted, opposite of refuse, incorrectly, opposite of correctly. As you can see, here we add a prefix at the beginning of the word correct, and we add ly as a suffix at the end of the word. The prefix changed the meaning of the word or give the opposite, while the suffix changed the part of speech of the word, okay? The last one was had to pay. The opposite of had to pay is free of charge. Free of charge. Now, moving to the grammar section. As you can see, we have two parts of the grammar rule. The first one is negative questions. Negative questions. And as you can see, we have two examples, okay? Let's read the instruction first. Read the examples and notice the words in bold. In which sentence does the speaker in the dialogue expect the listener to agree? In which sentence does the speaker express surprise? Okay. Let's read the first example. Didn't you want to make a deposit? Didn't you want to make a deposit? If you remember from the previous text was Nasser and the other guy talking about depositing and withdrawing. Nasser was surprised why the other guy took a long time in front of the ATM or cash machine. So he asked him, didn't you want to make a deposit? In this case, the sentence or this negative question represents a surprise, okay? The surprise of the speaker. If we click on the key here, the speaker expressed surprise, okay? The speaker expressed surprise, okay? While in the other sentence, isn't that the same as a cash card? Isn't that as the same as the cash card. In this sentence, the speaker wants the, or let's say, thinks that the listener are going to, or is going to agree with him, okay? Isn't that the same as a cash card? Okay, the speaker expects the listener to agree with him. With the negative question, we start with auxiliary verb plus the short form of not, okay? Plus the subject plus the main verb. We use negative question to express surprise or express expecting others to agree with us, okay? The second part of the grammar rule is question tag. First of all, how can we define question tag? How can we define question tag? Question tag is a short question, okay, at the end of a statement, okay? Read the examples, notice the words in bold, and then complete the rules by circling the correct word, okay? Now we have 3 examples here, and we have the task, which are we going to circle the correct answer. The first example is, you charge commission, don't you? You charge commission, don't you? Okay, this is the question tag, don't you? But it worked before. But it worked before. Didn't it? Didn't it also is the question tag. I can't use internet banking with that account. Can I? Can I? Can I is the question tag. Okay, let's have this exercise. Question tags are short questions which we put at the beginning or end of a sentence. What do you think? Is it at the beginning or at the end of the sentence? As you can see here, question tag came at the end of the question or at the end of the sentence. So, okay, they are formed, they refers to question tags, they are formed with an auxiliary main verb. He gave us examples, am, is, are, was, okay, etc. And a subject personal pronoun, I, you, he, she, etc. Okay, what do you think? From the examples above, do you think we use an auxiliary verb or a main verb? Okay, look at these verbs. Okay, they are actually auxiliary verbs. They are auxiliary verbs, okay? We use a positive or negative question tag with negative sentence and positive or negative question tag with a positive sentence. Let's go back to the 2 examples here, okay? To the previous examples. We have 2 negative question tags. Let's look at the sentence. Is it positive or negative? With the first one, the first and second ones are positive sentences, so we used negative question tag. While in the last one, the sentence was in negative form, okay? So we use the positive form of question tag. So we use positive and negative question with negative sentence and positive negative question with positive sentence. So we use a positive question tag with negative sentence and a negative question tag with a positive sentence. Okay, question tag are short questions. This is as a short revision, okay? Are short questions at the end of statements. We use them when we are not sure about something, okay? Or we want others to agree with us. As a note here, be careful with the following question tags. I am a very good teacher. So I'm going to use aren't I instead of am or is. I'm going to use aren't I, okay? Let's go to the lecture. Let's go to the lecture. Let us go to the lecture, okay? So we use shall we in this case. Open that door. Open that door. You ask someone to open that door, and you will end it with a question tag. Will you? Will you? Okay. Now, moving to practice section. Read the situation and make negative question. The first one, in this exercise, you are given some situations, okay, and you need to make a question tag. You need to make a negative question about these situation. You are surprised that your brother does not know how to use a cash machine, okay? So you need to ask a question. Your brother does not know, does not know. This is the key word, does not know, okay? So how can you make a question in this case? We have two types of question. The first one is, don't you know how? As mentioned before, we start with the auxiliary verb. Don't you know how to use a cash machine? Don't you know how to use a cash machine? Or you can use can, expressing the ability, okay? Can't you use a cash machine? Can't you use a cash machine? So we have two types of question that we can form. The second situation is, you see a man who you think went to the same school as you, okay? So this man went to the same school as you, or you think he went to the same school as you. So you want to ask a question or say something to him, okay? So let's think about this for a while, okay? So we can start with saying, didn't we go to the same school? Didn't we go to the same school? This is as the first choice or the first answer. Didn't we go to the same school? Didn't we go to the same school? Or you can ask him, didn't you go to the same school as me? Didn't you go to the same school as me? The third situation is, your best friend buys a new book, but you are quite sure he's read it before. What do you say? This, he has read it before. He's read it before, okay? He has read it before, okay? So what's the suitable negative question that we can use? Haven't you read this book before? Haven't you read this book before? Okay. In this exercise, we are going to discuss, or we are going to use the question tag. We are going to use the question tag. Remember to make sure that you notice the kind of tense that we use before answer, okay? Complete the dialogues with the correct question tags, okay? A, or the first situation, A, Saud, you went to the bank today. You went to the bank today. So as you can see here, we have went, the past form of go. Okay. So what do you think? What's the suitable question tag in this question in this case? Saud, you went to the bank today. Didn't you? Didn't you? Okay. Saud replied, no, you didn't tell me to go. You didn't tell me to go. We're still talking about the past form. So Saud is going to reply with a question tag. Did you? Did you? Now, yes, I did. Saud replied, sorry. The other guy said, you can go tomorrow. You can go tomorrow. We are going to use something about future or expressing ability. Okay, can't you? Can't you? Okay. In the second situation, the banks are closed. The banks are closed today. Make sure that you notice the plural form here. So the answer is, aren't they? Aren't they? Okay. Yes, but there is a cash machine round the corner. You've seen it. You've seen it. Okay. As you can see, we have affirmative or positive sentence. So we are going to use a negative question tag. Haven't you? You are right. I'll go there. You won't be long. You won't be long. You will not be long. Okay? You won't be long. As you can see, we have a negative sentence, so we are going to have a positive question tag. Will you? Will you? Okay. No, I just need to check something. You don't have internet banking. You don't have internet banking. Okay. It's also a negative sentence with a positive question. With a positive question. Do you? Do you? No, I don't. No, I don't. Okay. You can write these answers in your book. Okay, for a short revision or a quick revision, at the first exercise or at the first section, we talk about opposites from the previous reading paragraph or reading section. Then we talk about negative question, and we explain that we start with the negative question to make exception of something. Okay. The second one was question tags, making question tag. With positive sentences, we use negative question tag and vice versa. Okay. Now, also we did some practice on both grammatical rules. Next time, inshallah, we are going to discuss intonation and speaking section. That's all for now. Thank you.